Yeah, the topic we have today is what if greatness doesn't look extraordinary? We typically uh, look up, when children perform a certain way, and it's not like very great marks or great performance. Um, we are like, no, you got to try higher, you got to do something more. This isn't enough. We push them to look something extraordinary. Something ordinary doesn't resonate with us. That's where I think we are feeling so stressed with life, where we don't know what to do. I mean, child doesn't know. Now, what if I changed my way and looked at doing ordinary things extraordinarily? There's a story when it seems Swami Vivekananda said, I want to be a ghodawala, like Tangawala, ride this horse cart. And the mother was not disappointed. She looked at this picture they had on the wall with Krishna being the charioteer, being Sarathi to Arjuna. And she said, if you want to be one, be like him. What a great image for a child to carry. Nothing more. I mean, be like Krishna, simple. And then, if a child has heard the stories of Krishna and has lived, I mean, mother is created environment where you are loving and caring and compassion, whatnot. Then carrying that image and becoming like one is not very difficult. Or at least I'm struggling towards becoming that. And in the process, I might get somewhere, right? So this is about teaching children quiet reverence, very silent reverence, looking for greatness in every ordinary thing. We lost a co-brother 2 days ago, and he was the epitome of that simplicity. You know, you can never call him like a great person, no great accomplishment. He was just an employee in a bank, and didn't make any great riches, didn't read, didn't, I mean, of course, he did his BCom in his time and age, but beyond that, can I teach children to see what kind of a human being is the person, the caring, the loving, the present, the approachable? I mean, these are the qualities that AI world is looking at right now. It is not just the great qualities we want in children, but a child who can be resilient. And we don't know what is resilience means. I mean, dictionary definition will give us some great words and great examples. But then living with such person, talking about a person that I have seen, the child has experienced, gives a greater weight. There is an example. Oh, this is how you should talk. This is how you should greet. This is how you should be when people visit your home. It's not me and mine alone. Steiner gives us fourfold being, fourfoldedness. No, it's not just about taking care of myself. I mean, everybody would in some way take care of myself. But when I'm taking care of myself, I'm also taking care of the persons around me, my immediate family. If I'm working, if I'm a teacher, I'm taking care of the children who are before me. That's the second fold. The third fold is whatever I'm choosing to do should not only benefit me, only benefit my family, it should also benefit people around me, this community around me. That's the third fold. And fourth fold is whatever I'm doing is benefiting all of these, plus I'm caring for the nature, the universe, the world around. Whatever I do should not put the nature at risk or do something where I'm compromising. So when I keep looking at these four-foldedness, whenever I'm doing something, I mean, it's doing is one thing. Secondly, talking about it with my child, and then showing people with great extraordinary qualities, ordinary qualities in extraordinary way. Help my child meet such people again and again, and talk about the fourfoldedness. And the child sees me practicing. Has an example, the image in their mind. Then they develop this quiet inner reverence for such people, for such qualities. And that is exactly what I want for my child. We know children learn by imitation. We know that at least until 8, 9 years of age, child is not going to live by my instructions. They're going to look up to me and do what I'm doing and not do what I say. Given that child is learning through examples, through what they see, I need to create the environment where they see such simple people. Like the person we talked about yesterday, Bharti Mudi. She's, I don't think she even knows that she is talked about across the globe. A simple football coach in a sari. Her determination is very strong. She's worried about who will come today to my academy and who I will train in what way and what they can become. That's all is her thought process. She's not looking, will I get grants? Will I be given Padma Shri awards? No. And this is something we are doing with our children now. You got to go to this school. I'm putting you in a great school. You got to get the first rank. Participate in that competition. Why did you lose? And that is so much of stress. It's like, my hands and legs are tired and I'm asked to perform. I was talking to a teacher last night and she had worked under a difficult boss. And now she's doing extremely well, that she has moved on and she's working at an education company and she's truly enjoying it. In fact, she has a long commute to her work. Even on the way to work, she's thinking about how to make her work productive, how to make the product she's working on more productive and things like that. So she's thinking about work, which is what her boss demanded in her previous job. Think, breathe, talk, speak, sleep, everything about work, nothing about your family. And if they were not prepared for a meeting or something, the boss would yell at saying, what were you doing last night? Why could you prepare for this last night? And they were so suffocated about it because it was demanded, it was expected. And she was sharing, she'd never realized how creative she was. She had forgotten because they were always under the fear in the previous job. And now she's more than what she even thought she was. And it's that freedom, that inner freedom. Exercising this inner freedom is important. Developing that inner freedom is important. That I'm not performing because somebody is asking me to. I'm performing because I truly resonate with it, because I enjoy that. And then I'm putting my heart and soul into it. When I have reverence towards what I'm doing, when I have this freedom, that inner freedom, that you feel that you can wake up anytime and you have the confidence that you can get this job done in 4 hours. So you start your work late. Like work from home has worked out beautifully that way for people who are truly into that zone. They save few hours a day in commute, put that hours in being productive, in developing whatever they're doing. So having a child who can think about this work as something they It's their contribution to the society. It is their contribution to the nature. That fourfoldedness. Not just they are learning it. Of course, they're preparing, they're securing their future. But in the process, I'm ensuring my co-workers also know what I'm doing. And we collaborate together. I'm not scared that somebody may learn from me and surpass me. And this exists in the workforce. I have several examples. A friend of mine, she was doing her PhD under a guide in a very reputed, very, very highly reputed organization in the country. I won't name it. But then the guide wanted to steal her research, publish it under his name. And after 4 years of working at that program, she walked out. Somewhere she saw the dissonance. She did not understand then. People were telling you put 4 years of work, it's one more year, put up with that crappy boss, he'll get you a PhD anyway. She's no, that doesn't resonate. She walked out. And people thought she was crazy. She was labeled, blamed, all of that, shamed also. And she changed her direction. She was doing her PhD in physics. But then she went on, and this was back in mid 90s. So Y2K, computer science, everything was picking up. She got a quick course done. She got into computer science, and she rose to be a great uh, uh, a computer engineer, a software engineer. She did very well. So people who are working with that resilience, with that conviction, will definitely do well in one or the other field. And with AI coming around, they say we would at least change 14 careers. The children of present, the generation beta, would have 14 different careers. In my generation, we had probably 14 different jobs within the same stream. IT engineer, work for 14 different companies. That was a norm. But now 14 different careers switch from, I had second career. I was in IT before I switched into education. So two different career paths, but then 14 different ones. So children need to be prepared for it. And the only way they can be prepared well is to begin observing, doing simple things in a great way, being good at it. So let's be conscious about looking at greatness in the way we are, in the way we talk, in the way we present ourselves, not in achievements alone. Let that be the outcome. Let that not be the process. Good luck.